Hello and welcome to day 15 of Virtually 30. We are looking at Subnautica. So, the main menu is really inviting, nothing like wide open ocean to bring you into the game. The placement of the menu is kind of dependent on your VR headset when you first load it, so I was actually sitting down and then I had to stand up and back up to get this to look right. The cursor is based off of my headset case. If I go into controller, turn off gaze-based culture, but then now I can't. Oh, all right. Okay.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
There we go. So there's text at the habitat power restored. I can barely read that with my FOV, but that's okay. So you have a HUD that follows around your headset gaze, which is pretty nice. And some feet. I'm using the touch controllers, but you can also play with an Xbox controller. Although I've had some issues trying to play with both of those modes. Xbox controller works perfectly fine in desktop mode, but for some reason in VR there's some differences that don't really seem to be fully mapped over. Let's go out into the water. There we go, now my feet are moving. So first off, the graphics look amazing in VR. Instead of being able to ascend or descend with the controls, I have to look where I want to go and press up. Or press forward, I guess. Which is, mostly fine. But being able to do that without looking in a direction would be nice. We're not going to jump on the big sub today just because the controls do make navigation a little tricky in VR, and I'd rather use something zippier. Jump in the sea moth here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. So I am steering with my right analog stick, and I can look up and down, and the left analog stick controls forward and rear thrust. And I can do sideways strafing too. What I can't seem to figure out how to do is go up or down vertically. That eludes me. And pause menu's pretty nice though. So this is centered on my headset, but if I really try, I think I can sort of step out of the cockpit. So as I said, the graphics look wonderful in VR. There is a bit of a model popping into view that occurs, so just like that. That guy always gets stuck in the sand, and then closer you get to him, it corrects and then snaps him free. So yeah, this kind of popping in of details happens on the desktop anyway. It happens a lot more in VR. Oop, sorry, school of fish. Turn that off. Ah, it's one of them boys. This is a very good example of a game where you should try to have steady, normal breathing as you play it. On desktop mode and in VR, that's even more important to try. I find the navigation surprisingly comfortable. No issues with steering. I do wish I had vertical ascent and descent. And it is kind of cool to catch a glimpse behind you as you're going into the unknown. Speaking of the unknown, holy crap. I think I've been here before.
200 meters.
Ooh,
Oxygen
nice.
efficiency greatly decreased. New blueprint acquired.
Oh, God. No, 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 no. There's two of them. Okie dokie. Safe in my Seamoth. Although safe is a relative term in Subnautica. Whoa, hey. What's up? I'm in the wrong place. Not wide enough to fit through here. Just gonna take me back out. Still. So navigation isn't really too terrible. I would recommend... I'm staying away from that boy. I would recommend staying away from caves anyway, and I'd probably recommend sitting down to play this rather than standing up, which is what I'm doing now, because as soon as you start to tilt, I think that's the reason there isn't a roll option here, because I could see myself easily starting to drift in real life and probably fall over. What is hitting me? That's breach. A school of fish. So yeah, the HUD works fairly well. Really love that there isn't any big trade-off for playing in VR versus desktop. Besides the kind of detail popping in and out. It's something you can easily handle. And it's kind of convenient that my base stands out despite that. Clipped something, I guess. Oh well. Let's jump out. As far as tool selection goes, I don't know how to select my tools. But I can turn freely with the right stick, so that's something. That's my Oculus menu. Yeah, my inventory is down there, but I actually have no idea how to access things in it. At least not with the touch controls that I'm using now. So if I go into this, in fact, I can't even pick options from the pause menu. So this is kind of what I'm talking about with the controls having some issues. So yeah, I'm not sure I would play this heavily for real game purposes, but for cruising around and taking in the sights, absolutely. It's wonderful. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. Fish are still good. Got some fruits. Yes, so I picked them up just fine. Yeah, found a jump button. But yeah, don't really know. The grips don't seem to do anything, the triggers don't seem to do anything, and I'm like, that's gotta be an oversight, right? So, a ways to go before the controls are really good for every situation in here, but absolutely fun to just view in VR, at least for now. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.